Syria says Erdogan's regime's acknowledging of Hayat Boumeddien's infiltration through Turkey into Syria is an official confession that Turkey is still the main crossing point for foreign terrorists into Syria. A new convoy of assistance and aid enters Yalda district in Damascus countryside, a new reflection of the success of the national reconciliation there. And Syrian army units hit ISIL positions and inflict heavy losses on the terrorist organization. Good afternoon, this is news in English from the Syrian television in Damascus. Syria has affirmed that the acknowledgement of the Erdogan's regime's foreign minister of Hayat Boumeddien's infiltration into Syria via Turkey represents an official confession that Turkey is still the main crossing point for foreign terrorists to infiltrate into Syria and later return to their countries they come from, in a flagrant violation of the United Nations Security Council's resolution, particularly resolutions 2178 and 2170. A source at the Foreign Ministry who has declared this added that the terrorist easy moves across Turkish territories is new evidence of the Turkish government's coalition with the terrorist groups, thus making Turkey a direct accomplice in shedding Syrian blood as well as the blood of innocent people throughout the world. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said that the perpetrators of the terrorist attack against the French Charlie Hebdo newspaper had been among the ranks of the West-supported terrorist organizations in Syria. In a press conference, Lavrov said that those who carried out the Paris attack had mastered the art of terrorism in Syria. The Russian Foreign Minister added that cooperation with the West in combating terrorism has been suspended, yet the terrorists have not suspended cooperation among themselves, warning that terrorist activities knows no limits. Georgian ex-president Mikhail Saakashvili disclosed that hundreds of Georgian citizens joined the terrorist organization of the ISIL in Syria. In an interview with Rostavi channel, Saakashvili said that hundreds of Georgians have infiltrated into Syria and the Georgian government is blamed for sending them to join the terrorist organization in the country, a thing that does not fit Georgia's interests. Meanwhile, in Canada, police arrested a third person for being involved in activities of a terrorist group. Police said that Sulaiman Mahmoud was planning to launch terrorist attacks in coordination with the twin Ashton and Carlos Lamond, who were arrested a few days before they left Canada. Britain has said that it is determined to intensify its efforts to halt any attempts to smuggle arms via the borders in the aftermath of Paris terrorist attacks. In Belgium, a high-profile intelligence officer has disclosed that Belgium thwarted many terrorist attacks in the capital Brussels, adding that the Belgian government was in fierce battle against those individuals who were recruiting young men to join the terrorist organizations fighting in Syria and in Iraq. French Prime Minister Manuel Valls has said that the threat of possible terrorist attacks was still there, adding that 1,400 French persons have already joined or wish to join the terrorist organization in Syria and Iraq, and 70 of them have been killed. Syrian army units have destroyed a tunnel and an ammunition warehouse in Harasta in Damascus countryside. eliminating a number of terrorists, some of whom were Saudis, in Zamalka and Douma farms in the eastern Ghouta district. The Syrian Arab Army continues, meanwhile, to pursue ISIL terrorists in Deir ez-Zor and its suburbs, inflicting on them heavy losses in men and material, thwarting their plans to attack infrastructure and public and private properties. The terrorist organization has moreover sustained big losses during the attack launched by its mercenaries on some military positions. A new aid convoy has entered the town of Yalda in Damascus countryside following the success of the National Reconciliation Committee's efforts.
The news center camera has accompanied the Red Crescent convoy of relief assistance presented by the Governorate of Damascus countryside to the town of Yalda. The people were anxiously following up the developments of the national reconciliation underway in the area and in Damascus' southern suburbs, which has apparently yielded positive results. Carrying 1,000 baskets of foodstuffs, the convoy reached the so-called joint barrier. Its arrival there was secured by the Syrian Arab Army. Armed men who have joined the reconciliation could be seen at the barrier. The convoy continues its way towards the inhabitants of Yalda, who had suffered both from the exploitation of commodities monopolizers and the recurrent attacks of the terrorist organizations like Jabhat al-Nusra, al-Qaeda branch in Levant and others. The convoy finally reached Al-Hadiqa Square and started unloading. The armed men who were there alleged they were carrying arms to protect the area from Jabhat al-Nusra's attacks. It was clear that everybody in the town was anxiously waiting for the success of national reconciliation and for expelling the Takfiri organizations in order to turn in their weapons and resume their normal life, which they, as many of them said, have been missing.
With this, we conclude our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. Now, to the latest business and market news with Nariman, but after a short break.